Welcome to the Arsenal Show. We are live and it's the post-match reaction of Arsenal's 3-1 victory against Chelsea. Yes, Gunners are back on track, back in the title race, I suppose you could say. Well, at least giving the Arsenal fans something to shout about until the end of the season. I'm joined by Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, how you doing, mate? Not too bad. Decent. Yeah, better tonight. Much better. Good win. A little bit airy at times, but yeah, there's still was moments in the game where I felt nervous at times, even against this, really poor Chelsea team. It has to be said they're just a bunch of players who just don't seem to know how to play together. But yeah, good win, 3-1. Some really good performances, which I'm sure we'll get into.
What do you think the difference was tonight that you've seen tonight than in other games in recent matches?
They looked right from the off. I thought, even before we scored the goal, I thought they looked on it. Do you know what I mean? They looked like they was back to the old Arsenal that we've been seeing sort of in the middle of the season, beginning of most of the season, really, just apart from the last few games, or at least the City game. We looked more assured. We looked like that. The way we looked confident. We looked like we had that swagger back. Passes were pinging about. The midfield looked more together than it has in recent weeks. So, and I just felt we would go on to win the game, and we should have gone on and really won it by a lot more. And in the end, the second half was a bit of a damp squid. Beginning of it was good, but I just thought in especially the forward areas and the midfield area, I thought it was a bit like night and day, especially from the City game.
Yeah, and they seemed to start off the game with a lot more pace than they did in the City and the Southampton game as well, didn't they?
Yeah, it was quick passing. We seem to have more control in certain areas where we was pushed back. Chelsea couldn't live with us. We just seem a lot more confident on the ball. Players wanted the ball more. We're in the City. It seemed like everybody was hiding. But there were still mistakes from people, which I'm sure we'll get into. But overall, really good performance and 3 points. And we're back on the top of the tree against. We're above the best team in world football at the moment. So, that's where we got to look at. It's a good 3 points.
All right. Good 3 points. So let's get on to the player ratings. Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah, made a couple of little saves. He nearly made a mistake in the first half, but nearly led to another goal. I thought, oh my God, this is like deja vu. He panicked a little bit, but the goal. Trying to think of their goal now. No, not really his fault, I suppose. That was someone else's fault. I'll give him a 7. I thought he did all right.
7 for Ramsdale. Ben White.
Yeah, I thought Ben White didn't have a great game tonight. Not by Ben White standards. Not for me anyway. He wasn't bad. At times he got forward, good on the ball at times, but at the same time a bit sloppy at times. A couple of times the gears, the bloke whoever he was marking got behind him. Other times he did good things. It was a bit of a mixed bag. I don't know what you thought, but I just thought it was a little bit of a mixed bag from Ben tonight. When he was saying great, he was saying a bit sloppy. So yeah, I'm going to give Ben a 6 tonight.
All right, Ben White with a 6. Gabriel.
Yeah, same. Well, I don't know what he was doing tonight. He looked. He keeps falling over all the time, didn't he? I don't know what was the matter with him. I don't know if he was play acting.
It looked like he had a hammy injury. So I was surprised the amount that he was down. I was surprised he didn't come off.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I have seen it in previous games where Arteta won't make that change unless you are injured, like you cannot play anymore. I've seen him keep players on. So
yeah, he was a danger. Do you know what I mean? He was a danger in the area, and at times he was a danger defending. He looked a bit awkward tonight, Gabriel. I don't know what it was. He did look a bit awkward, and yeah, I don't know. And again, I just don't know what all that falling over was. You know, especially, I mean, it was the whole of the second half. I mean, even Jamie Carragher brought it up. I said, "What's he doing? You know, you're injured. Go off." I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't again that impressed with Gabriel tonight. 6
for Gabriel. Jakob Kiwior.
I thought he did all right. I don't know what you thought of him. I mean, there was right at the beginning where he made that pass, which went to a Chelsea player early on, like in the first couple of minutes. You thought, okay, where's this going to take us? Are you going to have another game like, I forget who he was playing against, but his debut was a bit of a disaster. But
Game against Sporting, I think it was, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. But after that, I thought he did really well. I thought he was assured on the ball. I thought he defended well when he needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was. I mean, he could have been our best defender tonight. Actually, you know, I thought he looked confident at times. His passing out from the back was good. You know, into the midfield. Yeah, very impressed with his performance tonight, Kiwior. Give him 7.
Okay. Yeah, he put in a few good interceptions as well. I think today would have done is really good for his confidence, and just letting everyone know what he's about in and around the team as well. So I think he had a good performance today.
He's very quick.
Yeah, he is very quick. Very stringy. Zinchenko.
Mate, is it? Look, I mean, I don't know if I'm looking at him a bit too much recently. I'd love to know what your thoughts on Zinchenko tonight. I thought he had his City shirt on again. I don't know what he was doing at times. He was at fault for the goal. I was like, even before that, I was like, what are you doing? What? You know, he looked sloppy. He didn't really give us a lot going forward. Yeah, his defending at times was off. Yeah, it was poor for me tonight. Zinchenko again. He hasn't. I think he's run into a little bit of bad form recently. He was definitely the one at fault for the goal. I think a couple of times, especially in the second half, he literally just give the ball away to the Chelsea player, and they nearly went up the other end and scored. Yeah, not good. Not good from Zinny tonight. He may possibly be thinking about Tierney. I wouldn't be surprised if Tierney's starting against Newcastle. He seems to have done a lot. He's great on the ball, Zinchenko. Do you know what I mean? When he's got the ball at his feet and he goes into that inverted midfield, he's good. But defending, he's worrying for me, especially recently. 5.
All right, 5 for Zinchenko. I thought it was better than we've seen in recent weeks. I thought that Madueke had a really good game. He's a threat. He's a proper handful. I've watched him previously, and he's a handful. Yeah, I thought he was a bit sloppy at the start, but he grew into the game. It wasn't Zinchenko his best, but for me, it was Zinchenko hopefully getting back to better form. In recent weeks, he's been massively poor.
He was a lot better going forward than he was defending. You know, I'd say that much. You know, going there.
Jorginho.
Thought he was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he again. I said about the midfield right at the beginning of the show where I just thought we looked in control of it. I don't remember him giving the ball away. When he was on the ball, he was, as I've already said there, he was assured. He played it off well. He looked good tonight. He looked he was safe. He played the ball in the right places where it needed to be. I was really impressed. I'd probably keep him in the side now for next week. I'll give him a 7. What did you rate? You played well.
Yeah, he did play well. Are you surprised that he didn't start against Southampton after seeing how he's slotted back in the team so well?
Yeah, a little bit. Partey's off form, isn't he, recently? So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's a tough call he's got, really, against Newcastle, what he does. But after that performance tonight, Jorginho's done himself no harm whatsoever, and getting another game for me. So
yeah, but it'd be interesting to see what he does. Maybe he did this in anticipation for the Newcastle game, thinking I need to see
what he's like.
What he's like in this game. So yeah, Xhaka back to much better form tonight.
Oh, mate. First half, run the show. Absolutely run the show. Got his 2 assists. Some of the I think he was involved in 3 of the goals, wasn't he? As well. Ben White, got his
Ben White crossed it in for the Jesus one, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Xhaka I think he went to Xhaka first, and then Xhaka sort of.
Yeah, no, it went Jesus. Jesus had chested it down, had the shot. Xhaka tried to get it out of his feet, but it's one of them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
when the ball don't drop, and it's just like you can't move both feet at the same time. It's one of them ones.
Yeah.
And then it fell to Jesus, and Jesus put it away.
Yeah, but that's right. Yeah. So, but Xhaka, I thought he was excellent. I thought he was our best. In the first half, Odegaard got his 2 goals, but thought Xhaka ran the show in the midfield. Thought he was excellent. He looked really up for it. He was everywhere. He was all over the pitch. He was up. He was his typical number 8 performance. He was up front doing a good job. He got his assist. He was trying to get in the box. I mean, he was unlucky not to score. He was unlucky not to score both up. I mean, that lovely little bit of skill he done in the second half where he
put it through his legs.
Yeah.
Good save that was.
That was a good save. I mean, we're talking Granit Xhaka here, and yeah, I've got an argument to say who's more important. I mean, I know we're talking about Thomas Partey, but I don't know. He ain't far behind in importance this year, Granit Xhaka. It's very rarely we come on here and say he's had a bad game. He's been outstanding this season. I thought he was excellent tonight. Sign that new contract whenever that may be, because he is needed. He is a massive loss if when he don't play. You could tell he wasn't fit last week, but he certainly was back to his best tonight. So yeah, for me, Xhaka gets an 8 tonight.
8 for Xhaka. Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, but look, Martin Odegaard was he started off slow. Didn't really do much before his goal, but then when he got his goal, which was a great finish, then he really started, ticking. Got his second. Could have been more involved in the second half. If I'm going to be picky, but a good captain's performance. And what can you say? He got his 2 goals. And he finished them both really well. So, yeah, I'm going to give him an 8 as well.
8 for Odegaard. Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, I didn't think he was great tonight. I didn't think he was. Saka, look, every week I seem to say the same thing. He does the same thing every week. He causes problems. He runs at defenders. He causes nightmares for left backs. Could he have done a bit more? Maybe so. Sometimes he got caught on the ball, hanged on it to a little bit too longer. Tried to beat a player, and lost possession a couple of times, but still all the time, whenever he gets the ball, you always think something's going to happen, and he was buzzing all night long. I'll give it. I was tempted to give him a 6 earlier, but I'm going to give him a 7.
All right. 7 for Saka. Martin Odegaard scored 14 goals in the Premier League this season. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
That's crazy, yeah.
Leandro Trossard, he's got 21 goal contributions in 33 games. Trossard.
He's been outstanding, yeah. Trossard was really worked hard tonight. That's the best way I can, say about his performance. Just like worked really hard, never really caused problems in like an attacking position to, making assists or score goals. But his work rate was there from minute one. I
felt like he made us more fluid.
He did. He made this. He's got more about. I mean, no, Martinelli's different. I mean, Martinelli's probably on his day. Both of them are really on form. Then you'd say Martinelli was obviously the better player, and he would start all the time. But sometimes you just need something different, and Trossard gives you that, that thing that you need at certain moments of the game. But definitely a 7 for Trossard tonight.
All right, Trossard gets a 7.
Sorry.
Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, workhorse, never stopped running, got his goal. Started off slow. It's funny, after about the first 25 minutes, I was like, are you playing? You're not even. I didn't even know he was on the pitch, but then all of a sudden he did a little thing. He returned and he got the better of a player, and then after that he was just, majestic, just absolutely.
Non-stop, was he?
It was just from 25 minutes onwards. Then into the game, and then for the rest of the match, he was outstanding. He was just a total nuisance. Just got his goal. I don't know what he was doing about that one that he missed. I felt like he was trying to miss that one more than scoring. That one that come across, I was like, and I thought I've got to see the slow motion of this, and the slow motion come over, because that was the first thing I thought of. I thought, you just try and miss that, because that would look so easy. And then when I see the slow motion and I'm watching it closely, I'm thinking, God, Gabriel, what was you doing there? It looked like one of the ones where you think, I'm going to put it over the bar on purpose. So I don't know what he was doing there, but I think he was just trying to do some kind of bicycle kick or something or whatever. I don't know what it was, but he was excellent tonight. And he same as really Odegaard and Xhaka. I give him an 8.
All right. I think he scored. He scored in his last. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in his last 6, he scored 5 now.
Yeah.
So he's back. He's back on form. He's back scoring goals. He's getting there. He's getting there. He's still slightly off of it, because before at the start of the season, especially, we had this consistently throughout the 90 minutes, to the point where if he was getting to the 90 minutes and he hadn't scored, you was just like, he's played so well, he deserves a goal. Like he's getting frustrated. So I do think he's not far from that. Hopefully this ties into making sure we finish off the season really well. And also I hope that with his form picking up, when Martinelli plays, Martinelli's connection with him will start to pick up again, because that seems to have gone off the ball. And where Zinchenko doesn't go down the byline and doesn't overlap a lot, then Martinelli feels that. But beforehand, that was subsided with the fact that he was linking up with Jesus. He's not been linking up with Jesus as well recently. So hopefully that will come back as well. What did you 8 for Jesus? Let me just quickly read these messages. Simon says the Polish centre back tonight has showed everyone what he was about. Watching him in the under 23s, we've got another gem, boys.
Yeah, he was good. He was good tonight.
He was very good. He was very. It's not like I know people look for a Saliba performances, but he put in a very industrious performance where he was putting his foot in the right areas, not sliding in and being rash, but if he's seen an opportunity to put in an interception in the middle of the park, he would slide in and block it. And I've got a lot of time for that because those defenders we usually play against in the European Cup games, and they end up getting man the match and keeping us out of the game. So it's good to have one of those in and about your team. Now everyone knows why Italy was fuming when this centre-back left to come to England. And he says, Martin Odegaard, one more goal contribution, he'd be equal with Robert Perez's invincible season. Good stat there, Simon.
Wow.
That'd be a great season. Kieran Tierney wasn't on long.
Yeah. Standard sub 6.
Holding, not on long.
Yeah, the same. Yeah.
Let's just go to Mikel Arteta.
I do. I tell you what, though, Tierney, I worry about him. You know. I do.
In what sense that he wants out?
He don't look happy, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Sometimes you can read the player. We've all played football and we've all watched enough football, and you know you can read into a player's body language, and he just don't. He just looks pissed off.
I think if he was on the bench and the person in front of you was tearing up trees like what Zinchenko was doing early on in the season, and you have no and the team is doing so well, you'd have no complaints. Yes, you'll be frustrated, but you'd have no complaints about not playing. But when you've seen Zinchenko have these on and off games and you're not getting an opportunity to come in and play,
I can see that.
That's where I think the frustration will set in. And I think Mikel Arteta for next season needs to fix on that. He definitely needs to fix up on that, because you cannot have a squad that's going to go into the Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and League and have players on the bench that aren't getting games. And Kieran Tierney, even down to Tomiyasu when he was available, these players you can't have them sitting around.
See, Tomiyasu looks different, doesn't he? When he comes on, he's like, "Yeah, come on, let's go."
Yeah, but I think that Tomiyasu is different because he's had opportunities. Remember, Tomiyasu was out of the team, came in to take over from Zinchenko, and Kieran Tierney was there. So that's another kick in the nuts for Kieran Tierney.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, no, I just hope Mikel Arteta is doing his man management job during this season, because, talking to Kieran Tierney, because in my eyes, you know, as you already said, we're going to need a squad next season. We're going to need good backup, right? And someone like Kieran Tierney, I mean, you can't. Where are you going to go and get another Kieran Tierney from the start if you sold? Right? Where are you going to? I mean, that's not good. You know, if I'm Mikel Arteta, I'm saying, look, you're going to, you know, it's difficult at the moment because we're coming through to the last game. He's probably exactly what you said, right? Kieran Tierney's probably watching that. He's probably seeing what you're seeing, what we see. I'm seeing Zinchenko, what he's doing. We're thinking, well, you're not up to it. You're making mistakes at the back. Kieran Tierney's probably seeing this and thinking, well, I might have a chance this week getting in. And he's not. And he was poor against City, wasn't he, Zinchenko? Yeah. He was awful.
He was poor against City. He was poor against Southampton. He got hooked against West Ham. Zinchenko's not been in good form. So you could understand if there's frustrations coming from Kieran Tierney. It's totally understandable. And I fully back Kieran Tierney in this. I've got nothing bad to say against Mikel Arteta, but he does need to fix that up. He can't have another season where there's players sitting on the bench and not getting games. And I'm talking about last 10, last 20. We've had games where the games are over and players still haven't been brought on. There's games early on in the season where Kieran Tierney didn't come on at all and the game was fully done. The game was over, finished, but Kieran Tierney's not coming on. And it's like those are the differences in games where you can keep a player a little bit happier a little bit longer. Kieran Tierney, I think, should give Arsenal another season and say, look, if I don't get enough game time next season, then I need to think about leaving. But I don't think, as a player himself, the trajectory we're going in, that he should be looking to go elsewhere. What are the clubs that are going to go for him? I'm hearing Man City. I'm hearing Newcastle. Okay, Newcastle maybe, but not Man City. Why are you going to go Man City? What, you're going to go there to do the same job that you're doing here?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, he'll get his chances at Champions League football, because Champions League football is a different type of football. You know, we ain't going to go play Champions League teams against, you know, quality opposition and go away from home and go gung ho. You know, it's a different type of football. You know, that's not really a Zinchenko type player that you want there doing that. And you know, you're going to probably need someone like a Kieran Tierney, you know, playing in the Champions League next season. I just hope he's doing his job, Mikel Arteta, and I hope he's just making sure he stays.
So do I. So do I.
Same with Smith Rowe.
Yep, 100%. There's a few players in this squad that you need to keep in the squad. You need to keep happy, and you need to pull on their heartstrings a bit. Maybe this Hale End boys, 100%. Use that Hale End that coming up through the ranks to say you need to stay, and people like Kieran Tierney, you need to tell him that he needs to stay.
Yeah, the only one thing I will say about the Hale End boys, right, is that you like you said, we do need to keep like an element of the Hale End boys, but I think as well, when you're going in, when you're challenging for titles, when you're playing in the Champions League, you do need experiences heads. You know, like Man City. I mean, how many homegrown players do Man City have in their squad? One, I think. Foden. Do they have any more? I don't think they have any more.
They've got the fullback.
Yeah, but they don't have a lot, do they? They don't I mean, Foden, they don't really get a lot of game time, do they?
No, and then they've gone out and bought Grealish. But look at our players. The players that we've got that have come through the ranks, like, they're players that City want to buy, or of the level that City are looking at buying. So, as a slightly different, yes, we need to go out and bring in experience of Champions League football, but the likes of Bukayo Saka.
Oh, no. I know what you're saying there. I was more talking about the Baloguns, the Eddie Nketiah, the Reece Nelsons type of thing.
I mean, it's a tough question.
It is,
if Balogun's scoring 17, 18 goals in the French league in a team that shouldn't even be in the position they're in, and the chances that he's taking, I'd say you'd be very quick to sell him off the back of that one season. I know I've heard, obviously we've seen that Charlie Patino looks like he's going to be leaving at the end of the season because he wants game time. So it's a toughie. It's a toughie, but and decisions need to be made. I mean, Eddie, where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? He come in, done a job. I think he'll be happy with his season. Maybe next season he'll be frustrated because he get less game time. But I mean, Eddie's just an easy win. There's no need for him to go anywhere. You've got him there as an option. It shouldn't stop you from bringing in a better striker if there's an option there to bring in a striker. So yeah, that for me is an easy one. Smith Rowe, like Kieran Tierney, you've got to find time for these people.
Definitely.
You have to. Otherwise, they will leave. They're too good.
Yeah.
They're too good of players to not get game time, and they should have had more game time than they've had since they've come back from injuries. Injuries aside, they should have had more game time.
Yeah, you got as I say, you got to ask questions about like Balogun. Could he do it? Reece Nelson, can he do it? If we want to go and beat City, is he sort of someone who can come in and be Saka's replacement? I don't know. Or do you buy somebody? If you buy somebody, what do you do with Reece Nelson? It's something probably for the show when we do the show. It's an interesting conversation.
Yeah, big questions. It's a shame Man City. It's the same that Manchester City. Their next two fixtures are at home to West Ham and away to Leeds. United. Big Sam Allardyce is going to be the easiest game of the season. Yeah, well, yeah, we will see. We will see.
Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta. What are you giving Mikel Arteta?
Yeah, Mikel Arteta. I'll give. He done everything right tonight. Yeah, he picked the right team. Made the substitutes, I think, at the right times. He must have. He's definitely done his job on the training pitch this week. He's got into the players' head because they come out. They looked good. They looked on fire. So obviously he's been working on that during the week to G them up, get that confidence back, and they definitely had that tonight. So yeah, I'll give him a 9 tonight.
Cool. 9 for Mikel Arteta. 9 for Mikel Arteta. All right. We've got some tough fixtures coming up, though. There's no let off for Arsenal. 0 let off for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Newcastle next on Sunday, followed by Brighton the following week. Then we got away to Nottingham Forest. Will they be relegated at that point? Then we've got Wolves. And then it's the end of the season. Bloody hell, that come around quick. 4 games left.
Where you go?
4 games left. Newcastle, Brighton, Nottingham Forest, and Wolves. So look, how we deal with these next 2 games, I think will really signal where we end up in the season, because I see us beating Nottingham Forest and Wolves. They've been pretty disastrous this season. Even though Nottingham Forest have picked it up in recently, they've still been pretty poor. But Newcastle away from home, I think if we could go to Newcastle and get a victory, like no matter what, however this season ends, that these are the games you need to win. Now, people say, yes, it's going to be hard against Newcastle, and I agree, it's going to be tough against Newcastle. But still, if you want to win the league, they're the games you need to win as well. Newcastle are one of those teams now. They're a team that they're taking teams off the big other teams. They're a quality side. And if Arsenal want to be regarded as a team that can challenge for titles, they need to go away to Newcastle and get 3 points. Not going to be easy, but they need to go there and get 3 points. And then they need to do the same against Brighton as well. And I think we can hold our heads held high. Anyone that wants to talk about bottling it, we're talking about small margins, minor patches across the season. The patch when we lost to Everton and we had a few games where we had a blip. The patch in recent weeks where we've had a bit of a blip. Now, if we can go on to the end of the season and win our next 4 games, it's very, very tight. You're talking about a very, very tight league. Arsenal will finish that off with, if they can win their next 4 games, they will finish off with 90 points. 90 points they finish off with. And that is an excellent season. An excellent season.
Got, yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us tonight, Steve.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
All right. And thank you for everyone else who's joined us. If you are new to the show, press that like, press that subscribe button. If you are a regular, press that like and press that share button. Make sure you join us for the Arsenal show next Tuesday at 8:00, and make sure you join us for the Super 6 podcast every Monday at 8 p.m. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.